Okay, good. Hey, everyone.
We're back. We're so back.
Yeah, I feel like we could just jump into what this is, but for those of you just joining us, um, or just coming from the previous videos, hey, watch those if you haven't. Redemption, total drama.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so what we have here. This is also not going to be a very scripted video, so apologies if that is not to your liking. Uh,
yeah, none of these are scripted, but
no, it's not. But yeah,
yeah, this one
yeah,
in particular is yeah,
this is very not scripted. So, just a refresher. Our current cast who has made the merge so far in this final season are Zoe, Gwen, Jake, Bowie, Lightning, Caleb, Owen, James, Miriam, Julia, and Duncan. And the cast that is all together um, in the Aftermath studio now are Sean, Beth, Fiore, Priya, Alejandro, Ria, Sky, Wayne, Heather, Mike, and Cameron. Everybody in the current cast is transitioning to a different location. So the rest of the season is not going to take place on Camp Dippiscott anymore. You could probably guess where it's going to take place, but I'm going to leave that for when we cover the merge. Is that all right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, this redemption challenge is something we threw together, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, Finger, if you'd like to continue.
Okay. So did you say you retconned that Mike and Cameron are in the Aftermath studio now?
Mike and Cameron are in this challenge now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
You could probably edit this part out, but it's honestly it does not change anything. It changes nothing.
So wait. Okay. So actually, wait. I'm confused though because you said they don't get eliminated first. So did you like change the racing part?
I just added them getting eliminated at different points. They still get eliminated, but like just at different points. Like Mike, I think is eliminated like fifth, and then
Oh.
Cameron is a
Okay.
little earlier on. Yeah,
I see.
I just shoved them in there honestly.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, and then
Okay.
yeah, obviously just like drag them out when they get eliminated. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So the challenge is a. Oh wait, I forgot about the paragraph before that.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. There were a bunch of aftermath episodes that were planned to happen, but I figured we'd just do it like all here at first. Now, like do it all at once instead of having a bunch of different aftermaths with like different contestants eliminated.
yeah.
So Jeff and Bridget are still hosting the aftermaths, and Don is here too. He's off of the island to
Yep.
handle this. So here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris and Chef are staying there. Don is doing the aftermath with and bringing the
And
OGs back.
Oliver.
Oh, is Oliver there? Oh, wait, is Oliver in the aftermath too? Then put him in there.
No, Oliver's on the island.
Oh, right. Yeah, Oliver's not there. Yeah, it's Don, Jeff, and Bridget. Okay. Um.
Yeah.
So, Sean. Okay, yeah. So a brief overview of like each of the eliminated contestants. Sean considers letting people visit the shelter like a tourist attraction to help support Jasmine because they are approaching financial ruin. Beth plans on going away with Lindsay and doing a double date vlog vacay. Fiore says leaving empty-handed sucks, but just hopes Alec is proud of her, which he is. Priya thinks the Zoe drama was unfair and wishes Caleb the best. Alejandro and Heather just make out and don't answer any questions. Basically what they did like in All Stars finale. Rhea also doesn't answer questions. She just wants to go home and sort things out with herself. She just looks really depressed. Sky resolves to just work even harder to land herself in the Olympics, and, a little bit later we'll get to why this challenge is basically a perfect fit for that. Wayne is just fine with the 2 buses and canoes, and cheers on Bowie. That yeah, oh yeah, the buses and canoes he spent his prize money on. Not all of it, but yeah.
They'll get there twice as fast now.
Yeah, exactly. And he's he's rooting for Bowie, obviously. Mike and Cameron just arrived and are happy to be with each other after being eliminated, and they're both cheering for Gwen and Zoe. So, this challenge, we wanted to kind of format this episode off of Redonkulous Race because none of those contestants were included in this cast. Challenge is a gauntlet of set pieces for a Redonkulous Race type challenge. Each set piece is a different part of the world. each with its own simple and quick challenge. So yeah, as you can tell, the challenge is very much based off Redonkulous Race. And I guess like a hint of total drama action in the sense that like they're all like sets. Yeah, and it's also in the Aftermath studio, which was like a huge, that was like the action finale and shit. Anyway.
Yep.
So we start off with Beijing, which is the Great Wall of China with carts. That's what the set is based off of. Fiore piggybacks on Wayne's back because she knows that she's going to lose a foot race to basically everyone there.
Won't you take me, piggyback?
Yeah. Maybe she could beat Cameron, but even then, like, yeah, it's like, she's like, I'm not fucking walking there, I'm gonna lose, so I'm gonna hop on Wayne's back. And he does not notice at all. Yeah, so we didn't go through, like, specifically which person gets there first and second and third, etc.
Yeah.
At least not for, like, the first half of these.
It didn't matter as much.
Beth gets there last. Because, again, Fiore's on piggyback. Cameron has Mike, even though he might be slower. Beth would probably get distracted and, like, fall off the set or some shit.
Beth fell off.
Yeah, she fell off. L ratio. Okay, so second set is New York, which is Central Park with taxis. So kind of like the I think that was the finale of Redonkulous Race. Wayne catches a real actual cab and just goes all the way to the finish. Fiore is still piggybacking him, and he somehow still doesn't notice. Like when they get in the taxi, the
cab is just inexplicably there.
Yeah,
because it's a cartoon.
Fiore,
let's be real.
Yeah, the cab drives on set. Like he drove through the building, and then he drove onto the set. And then Wayne and Fiore both get in. They both buckle their seatbelts, and then there's like elevator music playing, and then they get there first.
Yeah, she's still clinging onto his back like a baby.
Yeah, and Wayne's stomach
like Cameron did with Lightning.
Yeah, and Wayne still doesn't notice. Like he still doesn't notice.
He's just like, yo, I think it's just real heavy because of the pressure of winning again, man.
Yeah. And then surprisingly enough, we actually had Priya eliminated here. Which is interesting. I think it was just because of like she would like overdo it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Cuz it's like season at this point in the show, it's like season 2 Priya is like even more unhinged. So, yeah, somehow.
True.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I and like other, there's Sky and like Alejandro are also pretty athletic, so yeah, Priya loses pretty early actually. Then so for the third set, we have the place that the Smiling Friends tried to go. We have Brazil, the Mardi Gras parade.
Are you a tourist?
Yeah. So
are you a tourist? Are you a tourist?
This is where, because there's so much shit going on, like with the parade floats and everything, Cameron and Mike get separated, which means that Cameron is eliminated because, let's be real, he's slower than like everyone here. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets like nearly trampled by the parade floats. Okay, so then we have Paris. That's where the baguettes live. And then we have the Louvre. Yeah. The winner. Oh yeah. Whoever gets there first gets a free baguette. So fun fact.
Bread.
Yeah. Bread. It's the Louvre with art pieces. Wayne gets lost in the maze and is eliminated. Fiore is smart enough to ditch him before he can like drag her down with her. As for who I think finishes first, I'm gonna say Sky. So she gets a free baguette. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah. She could probably like use it as a weapon.
Yeah, it's like a boomerang. Yeah,
it's like a stale baguette.
She throws it at she hits Rhea in the face with the baguette because fuck Rhea. I'm not biased at all. Then we have Alberta, which is the Calgary Tower climb.
Calgary Tower, yeah.
So as revenge for hitting her in the face with a stale baguette, Rhea sabotages Sky toward the end of the challenge and lets her fall off of the tower, kind of like that one, the really sad Henry Stickmin ending.
I was about to say
the second saddest Henry Stickmin ending, to be clear.
Oh
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna bring that up. I just knew it.
Yeah. So yeah, Sky is out. All right. What's next? Okay. Australia? No. Nevada. Okay. Nevada is Vegas with random hazards. Okay, it says Sean pulls zombies, runs. What is the context for that? Does he think there's zombies there?
No. The challenge is this is the most distinct challenge in which you just you roll slots and then you have to make it through that.
This challenge is like you have to run through Vegas with like everything going on, and you have to go to the slot machine and keep going until you get like the jackpot, and then it'll give you something, and then you have to go to the finish line with that thing.
Okay.
So this is actually really easy because Fiore gets Hello Kitty thing, she hates it, and she goes. Sean gets a zombie, not a real zombie, but it's like a very convincing like mask or whatever. So he just runs away.
He just gets zombies, which honestly seems a little targeted towards him.
Yeah.
But he's able to get away. But that also means like literally getting out of there because he's gonna take it seriously.
Okay, since you mentioned this is specific, I want to go through and give everyone else something too.
Okay, yeah. So like, so what is Fiore, Heather,
Fiore gets a Hello Kitty plush, and she hates it. Heather gets like everyone gets something that pisses them off. So, Heather gets. How about Heather gets like Julia's, follower count? Somehow.
Is it like high or low?
It's high, right? No, it's high. We established this in episode 0. Like Julia has we said Julia has 10 times the following of the Talk to a podcast, which is like a lot.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Why'd you remind me that exists?
Just to put into perspective how big Julia is. Unsubscribing. Yeah. No, Julia, because I'm not like Julia would unironically be huge if she was real. Like, because like we said, like people love people like Julia now. That's just the society we live in. Alejandro gets probably pictures of his brother. Rhea gets pictures. Rhea just gets like the season like thumbnails for Disventure Camp. And then Mike probably gets like the Mal puppet ventriloquist thing that was like in his brain at one point.
How they made that so lifelike, we'll never know.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Mike, everyone except Sean like locks in and like just is like and faces their fear and brings it to the finish, but not Sean. He's like, oh, fuck this. Yeah. I'm out of here. Rip. So yeah, that's pretty easy for everyone else. Okay. Anyway, we spent. Sorry, I like spent like way too long on that one. Anyway, okay.
Well, we kind of needed to.
Yeah, we kind of needed to. I mean, we're at this. This is like the second half of this challenge. We're gonna be going a little bit more into detail. So, then we have Italy, the gondola race.
Gondola. Yeah, it's the boats in the rivers.
Yeah, gondola race across Venice. It's a shame Wayne isn't here because that would be automatic dub for him. But, and then.
Like a reminder, these are set pieces, so it's really just like it's just a big backdrop with like a pool and some like shitty gondolas.
Yeah. So here I think Heather and like is still kind of mad about like Alejandro and Rhea a little. So Fiore is like, hey, you should take me to the finale. The final round, and Heather's like, that's a great idea. I want to take a child, like good odds. So Fiore is basically piggybacks off Heather now, but she knows and does so willingly. So they finish first. Alejandro and Rhea aren't too far behind, and Mike just gets last, just because he's the slowest.
Because everyone here is like taking up main character part of this redemption.
Yeah. Like Mike didn't like fuck it up. He's just kind of like everyone else finished first. So
yeah, he just finished last. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So now we're getting into the final four in Australia. in the Sydney Opera House, which actually looks sick as fuck. I want to go there, even though I've like never,
Yeah.
I've like almost never traveled internationally. But if I
Yeah.
did,
You ever seen Nemo?
yeah, I found him in the movie.
Yeah.
He
There
was
he is.
he was in there. Yeah, so at the Sydney Opera House, there's like loud opera singers, and like like a bunch of like audience members and whatever. So I guess it's hard to get through. Uh, Rhea,
Mosh pit in the opera house.
yeah. So Alejandro still rooting for Heather, would not want to work with Rhea, and Rhea knows that it's essentially like a 3v1 at this point, so she attempts to sabotage Heather, thinking it's the only way she'll stay in. Because Heather's sort of like the glue between Alejandro and Fiore in the sense that they're against her, but Heather predicts this, so it's not enough. Rhea loses, which in a way is kind of a blessing because it's basically like her wanting to, start her like demons again, but she gets stopped from doing that. So, she kind of has like this is
we're helping her, I swear.
Yeah, that is actually helpful. Yeah, and she has like $10 million, so it's fine. Yeah, so then we have the final three, which is Heather, Fiore, and Alejandro, which, by the way, would be a sick-ass finale, I'm just saying.
It's just World Tour, but there's a child.
World Tour, but instead of Cody, it's replaced by Fiore. I think that would actually be an improvement.
Custody battle.
Custody battle. Yeah. Yeah, it just replaced Sierra with Alec. Yeah, it makes it even better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Hawaii, which speaking of World Tour, so yeah, it's it is literally, so yeah, in other words, it is literally just World Tour finale again, but Cody is replaced by Fiore and Sierra is replaced by Alec.
Oh my god. Alec isn't here, but
Yeah. That actually makes perfect sense because remember Alejandro or oh wait, no, it doesn't.
It'd be funny if he was just bald and blew up a plane. Oh wait, no, remember in Disventure Camp Season 1 when his challenge was to go bald and he didn't want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of that. I'm just thinking of that.
Yeah, it's basically it's similar to the original except Heather doesn't finish first, Alejandro does. And then we'll say that the World Tour like tiebreaker happens again and then Fiore wins.
Yeah. All I wrote was volcano jump, and that's it.
Volcano jump. Yeah. Nobody falls into the volcano.
For everything else, but it's just volcano jump.
Yeah. So Alejandro finishes first. Fiore and Heather tie. Fiore beats Heather in the undisclosed tiebreaker. We're gonna keep it vague.
Heather's down for that.
So,
however,
now we have Alejandro and Fiore.
And no more challenges left, but
we
are confused because there's two of them left.
Here's the thing about this. We knew that everyone else besides these two, like we knew that whoever we wanted to bring back was either going to be Fiore or Alejandro, but we didn't know which one we wanted to pick between those two. We were like torn, so we decided Should I start this one up? Yeah. So we were like, hey, you know what? This is already modeled after Redonkulous Race, so let's have like the entire Redonkulous Race cast.
Yeah. Here you go.
Vote.
I mean, this basically shows who gets in anyway, but we'll explain this.
Yeah. So
the secret's out.
Yeah.
It was close. It was actually
close.
Close.
It was very close. Yeah.
So yeah, we have oh, I should I guess it doesn't really matter if we include Jeff in this, but here.
Yeah.
So it was basically just the entire cast of Redonkulous Race, returning or no, getting to vote for whoever gets in. Finger if you want to like put in reasoning.
Yeah, I'll go through.
I didn't think of that. I just sort of, I mean, when we were talking about this, I know we just kind of like started throwing together like, oh no, it make more sense for this. Make more sense for this. Just interrupt me whenever.
Okay.
So the Surfer Dudes, like counting Jeff, voted for Fiore to get back in. So did Noah and the sisters. The Goths, Adversity Twins, specifically MacArthur, because Sanders voted for Alejandro instead. Father and Son, the LARPers, the Best Friends, the Geniuses, and Taylor, but not Kelly, because Kelly voted Alejandro.
Yeah.
So those who wanted Alejandro back in were Tom and Jen. Redonkulous race Tom, not gay Tom. Daters, whoever they are. The Vegans, the Stepbrothers, the Tennis Aces, the Rockers, and Kelly. So it was actually pretty close.
Yeah. So
we determined who it would be based on this vote, and we would go off of these results no matter what. So yeah, sorry if this challenge wasn't like really exciting. It kind of wasn't meant to be. I mean, you can like fill in the voids with your mind.
Yeah.
I figured this was just going to be a shorter video anyway. Takeaway is that Fiore's back in.
Yeah, Fiore is back in. Oh yeah, I just want to go through the reasons for each of them. It's most of them are pretty simple.
Go ahead.
So
I have one more thing after this, but
okay. Yeah. So Jeff is voting for Fiore to spite Alejandro because of the thing he did with Bridget and World Tour.
Yeah, true.
Brody hops on that train as well because he's friends with Jeff. Noah is also an op of Alejandro, so he votes Fiore.
Oh my God, that's true. Yeah,
and he brings
beware of eels.
Yeah, he just says that again. And then he brings Emma and Kitty, who probably would vote Fiore anyway. But yeah, so all 5 of them are like fuck Alejandro.
Yeah.
The Goths vote for Fiore because they think Alejandro is kind of like a sissy prick, and they think Fiore goes kind of hard. Like,
yeah, Fiore's got a demon in her.
Yeah, Fiore has a demon in her. They prefer the demon child. Adversity Twins are just naturally gonna root for the underdog, who's like Fiore from like a sort of like surface level perspective. MacArthur just likes Fiore's energy more. Again, it's kind of the whole, like, she prefers the demon child over, like, the Alejandro, so.
Yeah.
Dwayne and Junior, I think would just find Fiore more entertaining, and that's probably it.
Sure, yeah.
Leonard and Tammy, they ask questions about D&D, and whoever like is more knowledgeable wins. They both know almost nothing, but Fiore is a little bit better. Because Fiore at least knows like basic stuff. Like she knows what a D20 is. Yeah, so they vote Fiore.
Yeah.
Carrie and Devin would definitely not like Alejandro because of like what he did in World Tour, because their whole arc is like, like becoming a couple after like a shitload of miscommunication. So
that's right.
Yeah, I might hit it close to home. I forget what they're called, like the brainiacs or the smart people.
Yeah, the geniuses.
Oh right, I remember what we said for them. They simply vote for the person who they like statistically think is more likely to win, and they choose Fiore, which is like really insulting to Alejandro. Because these people are like, yeah, a literal child has a better chance of winning than you do. According to my calculations. And then Taylor votes for Fiore because, like, she's like at this point, she's also like a bratty teenage girl, even though, she's a lot younger. But, like, yeah. Okay, so then for Alejandro, the fashion bloggers vote for Alejandro because... Alejandro just has better fashion sense. Like, let's be real. Yeah. Like, his design is just a little cooler. And then, I was gonna call them the Surfer Bros. Jesus Christ. The Ice Dancers.
Wow. You're tired, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm delirious, one might say. The Ice Dancers vote for Alejandro because, he's more athletic like they are, so they would view that as more respectable. Sanders votes for Alejandro because she just thinks it's, like, straight up irresponsible for Fiore to go back in the game. The Dater haters vote Alejandro. I don't remember why, honestly. I think Stephanie would just think he's, like, more deserving, and then Ryan
I think they just don't want to vote for this, like, fuck-ass kid.
Yeah, they just don't want to vote for this fuck-ass kid.
And they think Alejandro and Heather probably have, like, they're onto something.
Yeah.
They see themselves.
The vegans are actually probably Alejandro's strongest supporters, because Alejandro is a notorious animal lover, and he's not necessarily a vegan, but he does have, like, you know, he says his stomach is a temple. He probably doesn't eat a lot of, like, meat and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they just bring up a.
He's probably a pescatarian, honestly.
When it comes time for them to vote, when it comes time for them to vote, they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do, and then they just bring up a video of, like, Fiore doing, like, a mukbang on, like, fucking Julia's podcast.
Jesus Christ! There's literally a scene.
Like, oh my God.
There's literally in the season 1 finale. There's a clip of Fiore just straight up hitting a moose with her car, like when she's going to win, like when she's racing against Miriam, she just straight up hits a moose with her car. So, like, yeah, I think that.
Oh yeah, no, they can play that.
They could play that, and then Alejandro being nice to animals. It's, like, pretty clear cut.
Lying by omission.
Yeah. The stepbrothers.
I forgot about that. Like, Alejandro is kind of a beastmaster, not gonna lie. A little bit.
Yeah. No, he is. He's very good with
Alejandro or Ella.
Ooh, that would be
so
fun.
The stepbrothers.
I think they vote Alejandro same reason as, like, the daters. Yeah, they just think he's, like, more worthy of it.
They just, like, don't want to vote for the fuck-ass kid.
Yeah. The Pete and Jerry, who
kind of say are rivals. I think it's rivals.
Yeah. Oh yeah, tennis rivals. Yeah, they pick Alejandro because they think getting in his good graces has a higher chance of getting a sponsorship deal.
Ooh.
Yeah. Rock and Spud.
They vibe with Alejandro better. A lot of these just because they vibe with Alejandro better, and like they just see Fiore as a little kid.
Yeah, I think same thing with the Rockers, and then Taylor's mom.
Kelly.
Kelly. Same reason as Sanders.
I'm not voting. She's all like, I'm not voting for Fiore because I don't want to see another, like, spoiled ass brat.
Yeah.
And then, like, stares.
Yeah, same
like, not daggers, but, like, look, this just gives Taylor a look like, oh man.
Yeah, same reason as Sanders. It's because they think it's irresponsible for her to get back the game. Yeah. I think Alec is just sitting there like, it's okay, guys. I gave her permission.
You gave her permission.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Is that about all we got?
Well,
there's one more thing, but is that all you got for these voters?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. So, Fiore's gonna be shipped off back to the new location. They're just gonna shove her in a box. So while they're doing that, they're all just like, okay, before you go, the hosts bring in 5 people.
Yeah.
5 very special people who are Hody, Millie, Ellie, Aiden, and Allie, and they say that these guys are the bronzers because they made it to the finale, but they still placed 3rd.
Yeah.
And they just, like, smile and wave to the audience and everything. Like, Fiore just recognizes Ellie from, all that, and Alejandro is all just like, oh, no, buddy. And then the hosts do not elaborate on what their importance is. They just say that they want you to remember that they were here.
This will be important later.
Then the show ends. So yeah, these we got plans for these 5. We're cooking.
Yeah.
We promise, definitely.
Oh yeah, there are definitely plans involved.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, not a huge like nuanced ending, but that's that for you. It's whoever's sitting there, like, curled up in their blankets and their snacks and watching these on a cozy date night, which is the perfect thing to do with the Musical Individuals videos. Probably, like, popping off and making a mess, just going like, oh my god,
bro, who wants to Netflix and chill when you could watch my YouTube channel?
A musical individual and, like, enjoy time with a loved one.
Yeah. All right. Bye.